Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Good evening, Patriots. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the corruption detector, and this is your Red Pill News for Friday night live stream. Can I get a 5x5 from the audience? Will everyone please just let me know that you can hear me? Looks to me like I've got good sound. Looks like it's coming through loud and clear, and I see it. I see that we are on the ball. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I am very, very graciously waiting to see how many people we have in the audience tonight. I see Australia. I see Oregon. I see, again, another Eugene, Oregon. Plenty of 5x5s. Hello, Patriots. Hello. Absolutely love you too, Cheryl Jacobs. California. Let's see. Give me some states, you guys. Where are you calling from? Give me your country. Give me your locale. Central California, Michigan, MAGA, Budapest, Hungary. Oh, I think that's a new one. Russia here. That's cool. Kansas, Canada, Colorado, Michigan, Atlanta. Excellent stuff. We have people from all over the world joining us tonight. Thank you so much for joining me, Patriots. Massachusetts, Michigan, Scottsdale, Arizona, Wyoming, Pennsylvania, Fresno, California, Michigan. Oh, there's my Huckleberry right there, God's guy. Tasmania, wow, Tasmania. From the Caribbean even, New Zealand, Minnesota, Berlin, Germany. That is amazing. You guys, real quick, I have a quick word from my sponsor that I wanted to show you guys because I'm very grateful, for Patriot Flashlight for sponsoring my program. Let's take a listen. The future of America is something we have to fight for. The safety of ourselves and our family is no different. And one of the easiest things you can invest in for home protection is a Patriot Flashlight. Users have reported this flashlight to be an all-in-one lifesaver and wouldn't go anywhere without it. It's lightweight but very durable, compact, but great for handling all emergencies. You'll never waste money on batteries again. The Survivor Tactical Flashlight is solar-powered. It lights up the darkest of nights with this powerful 500-lumen flashlight that you can see from miles away. It has a life-saving emergency strobe light setting along with 4 other unique lighting modes. You can use it also to charge your phone anywhere, anytime with the Survivor's USB port. Now it also has a compass, a rope and wire cutter, has solar-powered recharging, high and low beam LED modes, and a glass breaking hammer, and all of that, and it's still lightweight and durable. So take advantage now and give you and your family the gift of night protection. And you can save 20% off with the code REDPILL78. That's right, folks. All you need to do is go to patriotflashlight.com, enter the code REDPILL78. You can save 20% on the Patriot Flashlight. If you do that, you'll be supporting me and the channel because it's only because of the companies like Patriot Flashlight that I am able to do these broadcasts and not have to worry about the censors at YouTube shutting me down. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. Can I get a count from anyone in the audience? Let me know how many people we have watching. I'm showing approximately 523 individuals in the audience tonight. The stream health is looking really good. You guys, I had quite the week. Patriot Lady Biker's here. Bree is here. Cisco Lady Liberty is here. All of my favorites, my regular viewers, you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, there we go. Now the numbers are rolling in. I see 604, 589, around 600. All right, good stuff. Do you guys like how I incorporated my vape into the the commercial right there? I was like, hey, if I blow the vapor out and then I show the lighting it up, it's gonna look really cool. I see we got another UK Patriot right there. Virginia, more Virginia, Houston, Central Florida. There's a Me Too, hashtag Me Too, Wisconsin, Alabama, Australia, Colorado, lots of people. You guys, if you would also please do me a favor, don't forget to hit the like button. If you hit the like button, that lets YouTube know that people enjoy my broadcasts, and they will suggest it to other people. Can you please put on live chat? Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I did not realize that I had top chat on. YouTube does that, and I don't know why they do that. Yeah, I'm going to slow the chat too, guys. I'll slow the chat. Sorry about that. Let me get that done here for you. Anyways, we'll go over to this, and then the advanced settings, and then we'll put it on 45 seconds, you guys. How's that? 45 seconds. All right. I didn't realize how fast it was going because YouTube wasn't showing me the live chat. It was only showing me the top chats, you guys. Cynthia Pappas, thank you very much for that super chat. Jeff Stewart, also, thank you for the super chat. Truth Not Fiction Matters, my buddy Matthew. Matthew, will you please do me a favor, buddy? Actually, you sent me a text message. Add me on Skype, Matthew. And you'll do a call-in later on in the show, buddy. That's not how it really is. That's the one right there. All right, thank you. Again, another one from Jeff Stewart. Thank you, buddy. Are you in Michigan, Jeff? Are you reaching us from an undisclosed location in Michigan? Kansas? Canada? Your eyeballs were spinning. Sorry about that, guys. Well, listen, the first thing I wanted to get into tonight was this a congratulatory video that our president, Iceland, that's great. Las Vegas, Oklahoma. Donald Trump is such a gentleman. You know, he put out this little video here welcoming, creepy old Joe back home. Welcome back, Joe. Welcome back. Let's take a listen. Let's watch this video here.
I shake hands. I hug people. I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, "You can do this." And whether they're women, men, young, old, it's the way I've always been. It's the way I try to share about them and listening.
I love the sound effects. Q-Wife Maga Life says, for kitty litter, still wish you could visit my PetSmart and let me set you up. Oh, thank you very much, Q-Wife Maga Life. I really wish that I could visit your PetSmart. I promise you, if I am ever in your area, I will come to your PetSmart and say hello. Nathan Scheil, also thank you for the super chat. He says, Lionel Nation is depressing me. He said that they will abolish the Electoral College and will never be a Republican president. Well, and then Nathan said that was funny too. Thanks for both of those, Nate. Mississippi, I saw Mississippi in there. Play it again. You guys want to watch it again? Let's watch it again.
I shake hands. I hug people. I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, "You can do this." And young, old, it's the way I've always been. It's the way I try to show I care about them and listening.
I just about died when I saw that. Oh my god. So funny. Oh, so funny. Also, you guys, if you could do me another favor, please share this broadcast on your favorite social media network and let people know. Oh my gosh, you guys, I didn't even share it myself. That's probably what the problem is. Hold on. I have to share this on Twitter so that people know. So while I'm doing this, I have to share this on... oh, man, that was close. That was a close call. Almost had some feedback there. Hopefully you guys didn't get too much feedback. Let's see. Now, there it is. Share to Twitter. Live. Now, you guys, we have a very special guest tonight. The one and only RealRedPill78Mom. My mother is going to be calling in. But that's not all. We're also going to have a call in from my friend Matthew from Truth Not Fiction Matters. We're also going to have a call in from my friend Patriot Politics Research. I got him right here. It's not his real name, obviously. I have a couple more people that I need to thank for these super chats. You guys are being very generous tonight. I do appreciate that. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got coming up here? Let me close out of that. I need to say thank you to Mar Z. She said, or whoever they are, says love you. And then Salt Life says just gave me $50. Wow, buddy, thank you very much for that. Appreciate that super chat. You guys are very, very kind. Yeah, Joe's ties to Ukraine have been completely ignored by the mainstream media, but hopefully people like Attorney General Bill Barr are not going to ignore that. I got a cool glass of water right here, guys. I had to get a new refrigerator. I had to get a new couch. I had to get both this week. No, I'm sorry, not a couch. I just threw my couches away. I had to get a new oven. The oven is coming tomorrow. The couch already came. The couch. The refrigerator already came. And it has an ice maker. And it has water that comes out of it. It's like I tried to get one that didn't have these things. But there was absolutely no way that you can buy her fridge anymore nowadays that doesn't have one of those things. You guys, a caffeine addict says I should try to get Amazing Polly. I would love to have Amazing Polly on the show. I actually sent her an email the other day, but she has not responded. Lil Fish 1174 says, your laugh is infectious. Thanks for all you do. Thank you very much for that super chat, and thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate it. So before we get into the call-ins, the guests, oh, there's my friend Diana Davenport. She says they have to make fake hate crimes because there is no hate in great. MAGA, that's right. Diana, good to see you, my friend. You guys, just so that you're aware, I believe that there's been some new reporting recently from my friends at Cvine in regards to the military tribunals that are happening. I've had a lot going on in my life recently, but hopefully I'm going to be interviewing them again very soon, and they are also going to be interviewing me. Amazing Polly is amazing, you guys. If you know how to get a hold of Amazing Polly, or if you maybe want to go to her channel and not spam her, but just let her know that I would like to talk to her, that would be great. I would love to talk to her. She does a lot of great research, and she's been around for a long time. Well, today, President Trump had a presser with some people from the border. Let's see. Okay, so Moki7, go ahead and email me at redpill78@protonmail.com. If my mods who are in the audience tonight could do me a favor and just periodically throw out my email address and let people know how to get a hold of me. There's always Twitter. Of course, there's YouTube. Of course, we've got my email address, which I just gave. So, yeah, you guys, if you could, like the program, share the program. Let's get this out to people. We've got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. So President Trump tells migrants and asylum seekers that our country is full, so turn around. There's my buddy Dana. Dana, I'm glad you're back, buddy. Good to see you're doing well. Where we bark one, we bark all. Dana is legit Muffin's biggest fan. They talk all the time. Muffin appreciates it. And here we go. Let's talk about this. During a meeting with border officials in Calexico, California on Friday, President Trump had a message for the thousands of migrants and asylum seekers headed to the U.S. southern border. Our country is full. Turn around. Hey, there's my friend Terry. Terry says that Cvine needs donations. That's right. That's actually something I was going to speak about tonight. Cvine does need donations because they are paying out of pocket for their trips to cover the stuff with the tribunals. Sharon Barassa says, love your show, lifts my spirits. Sharon, thank you so much for that generous donation. Roger Sloan says, checking in from South Carolina, Trump is an absolute beast that can't be leashed. Thanks for your dedication. You guys, I do this because I love talking about this stuff, all right? And if I didn't talk with you guys about it, I quite honestly couldn't talk to anybody else about it. You know, my mom, stuff like that. But I can't talk to people where I live about it because people are weird here. Big Bear says, thanks for your hard work. Thank you for that super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you for stopping in. So our country's full. Turn around. Get out of here. All right. And he had a couple of statements, direct statements. This is our new statement. The system is full. We can't take you anymore, whether it's asylum, whether it's anything you want. It's illegal immigration. Can't take you anymore. We can't take you. Our country is full. Our area is full. Sector is full. Can't take you anymore. I'm sorry. Can't have it. So turn around. That's the way it is. And then we've got a video clip of him saying this. Now, I actually was going to go to my buddy Methods and show the clip that he had pulled. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Methods, one of my top ace researchers.
This is our new statement. The system is full. Can't take you anymore. Whether it's asylum, whether it's anything you want, it's illegal immigration, can't take you anymore. We can't take you. Our country is full. Our area is full. The sector is full. Can't take you anymore. I'm sorry. Can't happen. So turn around. That's the way it is. If you look at our southern border, the number of people and the amount of drugs, human trafficking. The human trafficking is something that nobody used to talk about. I talk about it. It's a terrible thing. It's ancient, and it's never been bigger than it is modern right now, today. All over the world, by the way, not just here, all over the world. Human trafficking, a terrible thing.
All right. Yeah. Human trafficking. That is huge. Georgia in the house. I just saw that. Yeah, you guys, there's been so much drama on YouTube and across our sector, our movement. There's been a lot of drama, and I've addressed it before. Hannah Bar, thank you, Hannah Bar 12, thank you very much. Or is that Hannah BR 12? Thank you for that super chat, my friend. Son of a green card, little man, and I are here. Thank you for what you do. Good, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Son of a green card. He's sending something to my PO box, and I can't wait to get it, you guys. So, I don't want to talk. I don't talk bad about anybody. All right. People are constantly, when you put your neck out there, all right, people are always going to take a look at you, and they're going to try to determine whether or not you're a legitimate person or what your motivations are. And I'm not here to pick apart other people that are in this truth movement. I think that there's a legitimate concern for people. People need to know that they are following legit people. Looks like my friend LJ is here, and Elizabeth A. Lowry says the only time that normal creepy Joe isn't as creepy. Thanks for the super chat. Another, and here's the other thing. Is that I don't have time to watch other people's YouTube videos. I've got like a core group of people that I talk to about stuff, or like people that send me things. And Jojo, someone stole my wrench. So I've got a core group of people that I talk to, okay, and that I we exchange information. I don't have time to watch other people's YouTube channels. So I won't tell you who to follow. I'm not going to tell you not to trust someone. I think that it's important for everyone to use their own level of discernment. Look at that, my friend Aaron Moffat, as soon as I'm saying it. Pray discernment, who to follow, and trust God alone. He will give you the truth if you ask for it. I believe that. That's how I live my life. So if someone comes across my path, and I love true reporting. Thomas is a friend of mine. I pray for discernment. I ask God, if I should be able to trust people. Patriot Lady Biker, I can surely die a happy woman. I found out what kofefe really means. I've heard it means a couple of different things. I don't know, but kofefe is an interesting word that President Trump chose to use. But there was a YouTuber this week that had a bit of a meltdown on a live stream. I don't want to say his name because I'm not trying to defame him. It looked to me like he needs help. But again, I wasn't there with him. I don't know him personally. I don't know what's going on in his life. But when I see someone that looks like they're having, a psychotic break, however it's brought on, it's alarming to me. And, I'm gonna say that, if you guys saw this, then you know what I'm talking about. And, I hope that, everything's okay. And I hope that he gets the help that he needs. It's very sad to see that stuff. You guys, I am going to put the email into the description. It'll be at the very bottom. Actually, it'll be just below my P.O. box. Email redpill78@protonmail.com. But yeah, guys, it was really scary. That was very, very scary to see. I'm not I'm not going to say anybody's names, you guys. People have said his name in the chat. But I think we should pray for these people. Anybody that is having a tough time. This person in particular, I want everyone to be okay. I don't want to see people going through things that cause them to lose touch, or to feel that they're under attack. I think that it's horrible. I know that I know that there's a lot of different things that could be going on, and that's why I'm saying I'm not passing judgment. But I see someone that looks like they are hurting, and I want them to be okay. And that's all I'm going to say. So again, I'm not going to tell you guys who to follow. I don't think that that's my place. My place is to point out corruption in the public sphere, government. And even, private enterprise. There is incredible levels of corruption out there. Okay, my friend Truth Not Fiction Matters has sent me a message on Skype. Matthew, I see you. We've got to go through a couple of my guests first. But again, guys, if you see someone going through something, pray for them. Even our enemies, okay? Pray for them. Because they need to see the light. They need to understand what's been going on, all right? What they have been involved with. War Drummer does not equal James Munder. They are two different people. Yeah. Pray, you guys. That's it. I'm not trying to gossip, and I don't want to comment on anybody, but we need to pray for these people. All right. So, as in this individual right here, President Trump was talking about human trafficking. Well, the NXIVM member admits to enslaving a woman in a locked room for 2 years. Now, this cult member, who secretly pled guilty last week to charges of racketeering conspiracy, admitted to keeping her own personal slave locked in a room for 2 years, newly unsealed court documents reveal. I knowingly and intentionally harbored Jane Doe number 4, a woman whose identity is known to me, in a room in my home in the Northern District of New York, said Lauren Saltzman to a Brooklyn federal court judge, Nicholas Garofis, last week. Saltzman told the judge she held the woman hostage between March 2010 and April 2012 and threatened to deport Jane Doe 4 back to Mexico if she did not complete labor requested by myself and others, court transcripts said. The 42-year-old defendant also admitted during the proceeding to being a member of the cult's secret inner organization, DAS, which prosecutors have accused of starving and branding women. At least one DAS member was also coerced into having relations with cult leader Keith Raniere, according to the government. DAS was pitched as a woman's empowerment group, but actually they were grooming its members to have relations with Raniere, the feds claim. Smallville actress Allison Mack and Seagram's heiress Claire Bronfman have also been charged for their roles in this cult. I'm very sorry for my poor decision-making and decisions that result in the harm to others, and not just the victims in this case, but to hundreds of members of our community and their friends and families as well, Saltzman said during the hearing. Oh, Celia Burns, thank you for the super chat. She says, that's what I love about you, Red Pill 78. We have enough negativity in this world. Rather than talking trash about others, we need to pray for them. Oh, and hey, Aaron Moffat, glad you're here. Love your work, too. Aaron does great work. Celia, thank you so much for that super chat. I really do appreciate that. And that's right. I don't want to spread negativity. I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. We all need to be taken care of, and we need to take care of each other. That's what I feel. Saltzman's guilty plea last Monday did not appear on any public calendar, and portions of the transcript are redacted, leading to speculation she may cooperate against her fellow cult members at trial. Saltzman faces up to 20 years behind bars on charges of racketeering conspiracy, but prosecutors could recommend she face less time under a cooperation agreement. Saltzman's mother, Nancy Saltzman, is the only other Nexian to plead guilty. Nancy Saltzman's lawyers adamantly denied last month that she was cooperating against her co-defendants in any way. Turns out she was. Prosecutors have also said that Mack and the group's accountant, Kathy Russell, are engaged in plea negotiations. Mack last week lost a bid to push back the trial date, currently set for April 29th, as her lawyers continue to attempt to negotiate on her behalf. Let's see. The apparent growing wave of guilty pleas come after prosecutors filed a new indictment claiming Raniere abused children and produced disgusting videos. Lauren Saltzman did not immediately return a request for comment. So, you guys, this whole case, this cult case, has the power to bring down an entire, a level of our social and political strata. This is a huge deal. And as soon as these people start turning on each other, they will really start turning on the people that are above them because they want to save their own necks. Lemon water. Okay, so, dang it. Speaking of this cult, Kirsten Gillibrand's father worked for them. Several court documents made public Thursday allegedly show that the father of 2020 presidential candidate Kirsten Gillibrand worked on behalf of this cult. Documents obtained by Big League Politics seem to confirm past rumors that Gillibrand's father, Doug Rutnick, worked for the cult, a cult in Albany, New York that trafficked women. Rudnick reportedly worked for the organization for 4 months in 2004 at a monthly rate of $25,000. Her father, Doug Rudnick, came to work as a consultant for Nexium. He was fired, they sued him, and they had to pay him $100,000. Alleged former NXIVM employee Frank Parlato told Big League Politics. His father's wife, her stepmother, was also a member of the cult. Doug got her into the cult. Gillibrand's father got Gillibrand's future stepmother into the cult. Doug left the cult because he was sued. Claire Bronfman, after her father was sued, donated money to Gillibrand. Gillibrand accepted it. Fox News, The Washington Free Beacon, and Slate all previously reported on Gillibrand's father and his alleged work. An unnamed source also reportedly told the website that Gillibrand once sat at a cult table at a fundraising event for former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Sorry, I have to cough. The cult has been accused by former members of, among other things, beating and branding sex workers. Gillibrand has been a major proponent of the hashtag #MeToo movement and has sought to frame her campaign as very committed to women's rights. Gillibrand came under fire from several big figures in her party for leading the charge to oust former Democratic Minnesota Senator Al Franken after several misconduct allegations were levied against him. However, Gillibrand's own actions regarding abuse have come under scrutiny since the start of her campaign. A complaint was filed against Gillibrand's chief of staff last year for treatment of a female employee who quit weeks after the issue was officially brought up. Gillibrand has staunchly defended her office's handling of the situation. The senator has consistently lagged behind other Democratic presidential contenders in the polls and is widely considered a long shot to take home the nomination next year. Tamara Kelly, ex-military, down at border, breaking news that nuke bombs are missing. Is this new? This is new? This is breaking news? This is from like right now? Because I had heard that there was some missing that had to do with the incident in Libya with HRC when she was the Secretary of State. I would love to know more about that. I don't know anything about it. I would really like to hear that. Pound. I know it's a pound. But when it's in the form of a phrase with the hashtag, with the pound, it means hashtag. It's a Twitter thing, and that's why I say hashtag, because it's part of the popular lexicon of American language at this point. Okay, so moving on. The Daily Caller has some new policies. They're trying to get people to sign up to pay, and you can read an article once, but if you have to go back to it, then you have to pay. So I have taken the article, I've entered it into the archive here. The 12 Davy Crockett's. That's what I was referring to. Thank you so much, Hope. But is that what Tamara is referring to? I don't know. Well, this is the thing. We're going to talk about this article, but first I want to show you guys some pictures from my friend Patriot Politics Research, who was actually there, and he was featured on the news on several different stations. So let's give my friend Patriot Politics Research a call. We're calling you, buddy. Here we go.
Awesome.
Patriot Politics Research. Do you want me to put your picture on the screen?
Yes, sir. You can.
Okay. Here we go. You guys, this is Patriot Politics Research. Say hi. Hang on. I'm going to have to cover up the chat just for a moment, you guys, so that I can show the pictures off. So what's up, buddy? How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing? Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all of your hard work and everything that you do and sharing the levels of corruption all throughout the U.S. and the world.
Thank you so much for saying that. I'm glad to have you on. You were actually present. Well, you're in Chicago, first of all. I'm gonna go through a bunch of these pictures that you sent me. So you were at the Kim Foxx protest along with the police, and you were wearing your getup there. You're our favorite Anon. You got your hoodie, you got your shirt, you had signs. You guys, this is him right here holding up the sign. He was featured on Fox News. He was in the Washington Post. He was all over the place. Somebody even posted him on the boards. Look at this. He was on 8chan. How cool, how cool. So tell us about that. How long were you at this is at the police station, or was this at the courthouse?
This was at the Cook County admin building, basically where Kim Foxx has her office. So I park in Upper Wacker. It's about like a 10-minute walk over to the building. And I have my hoodie on, and I have my Q sign under my arm. I have a coffee. I'm walking, and you wouldn't believe it. Some jogger stopped jogging. He crossed the street. He saw my Q sign, comes up to me. He goes, "Do you believe everything?" He goes, "I can't believe it. I thought I was the only one in Chicago." I was like, "No, you're not alone. You're not alone, my friend." So
that is so cool.
It was awesome. And the protest started at 11 on Monday. And they had the pro Kim Foxx people on one side. There was probably maybe no more than a dozen of them. I didn't see any more than a dozen. But there was probably anywhere from 100 to 200 at the peak for backing up the Chicago Police Department. So it was a wonderful time, great atmosphere, well protected, tons of cops all over the place. So that's probably the safest place in Chicago at that moment.
Probably.
A lot of people saw my Q sign. They said, "Oh my God, we follow Q." Yes.
Like police officers?
Not the police officers, but I had winks and thumbs up and head nods, like
awesome.
From the police. So it was really nice. And like I saw one because I tried to center myself. I knew the cameras were going to be there, and I was like, well, this is a chance. I don't know if they're going to show me on TV or not, but I was like, I'm going to position myself. I'm 6'6". My sign was way above anyone else's, and the cops were elbowing one another. They were like, look at my sign, because one side said, "Tired of fake news, visit QAnon.pub." And then the other side said that Q post what happens when Smollett phone records leak. And
yeah.
So that they were looking at that, and they were like, yeah. I was like, yeah, me too. I can't wait for those early.
That is so cool. And so we're looking at pictures of you that you took all over Chicago with multiple signs. All right. So how long have you been walking around Chicago, like holding up the signs and putting your flag on the bridge?
Since my 41st birthday, which was the tail end of February. So
okay.
Like February 28th, I started going out, and it's been, something that I've been meaning to do. But then you also have that, like an initial fear, like if I go out and do that, is like, are people going to be like throwing stuff at me in my jacket? So I did tested the waters, walked around, and my first day I went to Magnificent Mile, that main street in Chicago where you can see the Trump Tower behind, and cars were going by, honking their horns. I was getting thumbs up during red lights. I didn't have actually anything negative said to me that day, but another day when I was at the Bean, I had this family come up to me. They're like, "We hope that jacket's bulletproof." I was like, "What do you mean by that?"
Stay safe, dude. Oh my God.
Heads on the swivel. On the swivel.
I bet. And okay, so do you mind if I show that picture of your daughter wearing the Q onesie?
Oh, that's my son. Yes, by all means, show it.
He's just got long hair. Okay, all right.
I know. We get it all the time. I need to cut it.
Well, it's like when kids are little like that and they got the long hair, it's like you never can tell. There he is. He's wearing the "Where we go, one we go all" hat, and the storm is here. Look at that. That is so awesome. Where'd you get the onesie from?
The onesie, of all places, I get a lot of my QAnon stuff from Amazon.
Oh yeah.
I got this sweatshirt from Amazon, which is cool. Like, a lot of people, if you don't want to and you want to be like sly about your Q-ness, they do sell these Q pins there. Mm-hmm. They're relatively cheap.
Yeah.
I try to get my Q on however I go in every facet of life. I go through work, through whatever. I try to Q people at least once daily.
Sure. Awesome, dude. Well, listen, you give us your Twitter and like your Facebook and stuff so people can find you.
Yes. So I'm on Instagram as Patriot Politics Research, and then the same thing on Twitter, Patriot Politics Research, all one word all together. Yep. And if I can implore anybody else, like if you guys go to a sporting event, you don't have to necessarily bring a sign or a Q sign, but if you have anything Q apparel, if you get one person to go, who the hell is Q? And you can answer that question for that person, you're bringing one more person onto our side and the good side. And we continue to fight.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad that you're out there doing that. I encourage everybody else to do the same stuff. It takes a lot of bravery. I love the hat. I love the getup, dude. And I love your spunk. This is pretty awesome. All right. So thanks a lot for joining me, brother. I do appreciate the calling.
Not a problem. Thank you, Red Pill. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for having me on. And since your mom's on, you did a wonderful job with your son. Congratulations. He's a hell of a man.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Likewise. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Awesome stuff, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed that as I did. So much truth telling all over Chicago. That is great that the police were coming up and giving him the little wink and the nod, letting him know that Patriot Politics Research, all one word on Twitter. All one word on Twitter. Let's see here, guys. Now, what do you think? So let's take a look at this article here talking about the information from Chicago. So Chicago's police union and a group of suburban chiefs demanded Thursday that Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx resign after prosecutors dropped charges against the actor and, the alleged hate crime hoax perpetrator. Now, Dwayne Malema, head of the North Suburban Association of Chiefs of Police, said the chiefs voted unanimously to declare they had no confidence in Foxx, reported the Chicago Sun-Times. His organization represents more than 30 departments. The Smollett case did not start the discontent for the police chiefs, but instead became a symbol of their problems they had with Foxx. She was already a bad prosecutor. Our officers must explain your decisions not to prosecute to our local victims, Malema said. He also called the Smollett case the straw that broke the camel's back, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. Chicago Fraternal Order of Police President Kevin Graham also said that the decision was about more than just the Smollett case. This is about many cases in the Cook County system that have gone unprosecuted or having charges reduced. Foxx's office responded by saying the police chiefs were resistant to the way her office prioritizes resources to fight crime. Now, here is some more pictures from the protest right there. Look at Foxx must go. Chicago police chiefs were not only angered that the charges against Smollett were dropped, they said Foxx's office also did not notify them, according to townhall.com. Many of them are also upset after Foxx's office does not necessarily prosecute people charged for shoplifting or marijuana-related crimes, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. The Chicago Fraternal Order of Police joined a group of protesters outside Foxx's office in Chicago on Monday over the decision to drop charges against Smollett. So yeah, I think that Foxx needs to go. She needs to get the heck out of there because she is doing nothing good for Chicago. Now, here again, I've got a couple of different videos that Patriot Politics Research sent over because there he is right there. Can you see him, guys, with his awesome sign? So yeah, and I want to tell anybody else, if there's any other my viewers out there that are doing stuff like this, all you got to do is hit me up on Twitter. Send me some pictures. Show me what you're doing, and we'll have you on the show. I'd love to talk to people, just normal people out there that are doing this stuff out in their communities. Let's see. Oh, looks like, my friend Dana Finkler also sent a super chat. He says, Able Danger Patriot Hour in for the podcast, August 10th. Okay, brother, we'll talk. General Zod says, I, the spy, tweeted pic to WikiLeaks and deleted it. Sent to DM. Oh, that's very interesting. Hang on, let's see here. Let's see. We're going to take a look at this picture real quick from my friend General Zod there. Thanks for that super chat, guys. 2 major cases add up to big doubts about Chicago prosecutor Kim Foxx. So this is, again, just showing this level of discontent that the Chicago police are having with Kim Foxx. And this article is broken. So we're just going to go on to the next one. Here again, let's take a look. We can actually see my friend Patriot Politics Research in action here. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Good afternoon. As you mentioned, we have two protests going on here. People at some points in this are shoving each other. People have gotten into each other's faces, so it's been a little chaotic at certain times. We are outside 69 West Washington, the Cook County office building, and this is where the Fraternal Order of Police is leading a protest. And then across the street at Daly Plaza, we have another protest. Those groups are protesting the FOP.
Watch for the sign. Watch for the sign.
People are shouting, waving signs that say Kim Foxx must go. Other signs say support the blue. The police union is upset over the state's attorney's decision to drop charges against Empire star Jussie Smollett, who was charged with staging an attack on himself. Fox has suggested the evidence may not have been as strong as first suggested, that Smollett $10,000 he paid to postpone, and he
All right, I just got the joke. Pound me too.
community service, and it was unlikely that he would have gotten prison time. Jussie Smollett report.
You guys, this particular video, there's a problem with it. It's only going through one of the channels on the audio. Let's see. I'm just trying to get to the point where they show our friend here.
On his neck in Streeterville, police say Smollett paid two brothers to attack him, suggesting that he wanted a higher salary on the Fox TV show. Now, counter-protesters include members of Southsiders Organized for Unity and Liberation and also Black Lives Matter. They say the police union's fixation on Smollett is hypocritical. They say the FOP has fought CPD reform efforts and has gone to bat for officers charged with more serious crimes.
No matter who you are,
Here we go.
who you are in this city and in this county, that people are treated
That's as loud as it goes, guys.
and respectfully.
This particular video has a problem.
That justice is served in all cases.
Here to debate whether or not Jussie Smollett is guilty of Chicago and in Cook County.
The Reverend Jesse Jackson with the Rainbow Push Coalition was also here for a brief time. He says,
I guess they didn't show him. I thought that they did in this one. Well, you know, so now there's this vote of no confidence. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the Chicago police chiefs actually talking about it.
Still have said something about an officer safety issue. What were you referring to there?
I'm referring to the difficulty that State's Attorney Foxx has imposed on our assistants to get us felony charges on dangerous criminals. And many times, the hoops that we have to go through to try to get a felony charge, and then most of the time, they're either not approved or the charges are dismissed in court without an officer's opinion, without notifying the police agency or the police officer themselves. So basically, in essence, she's putting criminals back on the street, either during the process or not charging them at all, and allowing them to go back on the street and commit their crimes again.
How does that affect officer safety?
Because they're back on the street when maybe they shouldn't be. They should be locked up pending trial.
Kevin, you mentioned other...
There he is! There he is! Did you guys see him? Did you see him? Hold on, let me go back. There he is, right there. There, that's it. That's his back right there. There he is! There he is!
Police officers have run into problems.
Right, you know, this didn't start with Jussie Smollett. This started when we wanted to try and make sure that when officers received the battery and the performance of their duties, that the felony charges would be placed. And we continually had problems getting those charges approved. And they were continuously denied, even though that's what the law requires. And so that's what started our concerns about the state's attorney. And then it went.
So Kim Foxx is not really going after criminals. She is the fox in the henhouse, the proverbial fox in the henhouse. And this is why the Chicago police are having problems with her, is because she is putting criminals back on the street. She is not working to reduce crime in Chicago. Crime in Chicago is insane, you guys. There is so much going on there. And you would think that the whole point of prosecution is to deter people from wanting to commit the crimes again. When people know that they can actively commit crimes and nothing's going to happen to them, they're just going to keep doing it. Kim Foxx is one of the prosecutors that was bankrolled by George Soros. Purple One asks, Can I call you daddy? Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Thank you for that super chat. Oh, and also Paul Marshall. I missed Paul Marshall's super chat. He just said thanks. Thank you, buddy. I do appreciate that. So, you know, when you're putting criminals back on the street, you are making it dangerous for police to do their jobs. And that's not good. That is not a good situation. You need to have prosecutors that support the police. Now, the Chicago police sent Jussie Smollett a bill for the investigation, $130,000. And now they have to sue him because he doesn't want to pay it. Still trying to pretend like he's innocent. The Chicago Department of Law said Thursday it will sue Jussie Smollett after it said the actor refused to reimburse the city for the cost of police overtime spent investigating his allegedly staged hate crime in January. The law department will file the suit in the near future. As part of this legal action, the law department will pursue the full measure of damages allowed under the ordinance. Chicago Department of Law spokesperson Bill McCaffrey said in a statement to the Daily Caller News Foundation. Chicago threatened to prosecute Smollett, 36, for making a false statement in a letter on March 28th to his attorneys if he didn't pay the city $130,000 within 7 days. You made a police report in which you falsely claimed that two men had attacked you while yelling racial and homophobic slurs. The Chicago Police Department conducted an extensive investigation into this report, the letter stated. Over 24 detectives and police officers participated in the investigation, ultimately spending weeks investigating the false claims, including a substantial number of overtime hours. Now, here's the letter itself. Andrea Berry says that the Smollett case takes another twist. There we go. Chicago is following through on the threat. The law department said it will file its civil complaint in the Circuit Court of Cook County. Smollett has faced 16 charges for allegedly filing a false police report claiming that two individuals attacked him on the street with a chemical substance and a noose. Jeff Stewart. Jeff Stewart says, Daddy Red Pill. Papa. Call me Papa. Here he is, running a victory lap. It's better to be gay than innocent. Change my mind. I don't know how to change your mind on that one, James. James Blank sent a super chat. Says it's better to be gay than innocent. Is this is an argument as if you're Jussie Smollett? Let's see. Prosecutors abruptly dropped the Empire actor's charges in late March, citing the actor's prior community service and his agreement to forfeit his $10,000 bail to the city of Chicago. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel said the actor's $10,000 bond doesn't even come close to what the city spent in resources investigating Smollett's alleged hoax. Smollett's community service consisted primarily of 2 days' worth of volunteer service in March with the Rainbow Push Coalition, a nonprofit group Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. founded. Yes, Billy, you can call me son. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, is this Jussie's privilege? Is this half of his privilege coming through? Okay, so I believe that is... We've got one more video here showing my friend Patriot Politics Research. Let's get to the part where it shows him. I believe that's it right there. Here, we're going to jump ahead.
Blakely was in the thick of today's protests. He joins us now live from City Hall. Derek.
The issue wasn't only how Kim Foxx handled the Jussie Smollett prosecution, but also a long-developing feeling that Foxx has been too soft on suspects.
We don't believe that the state's attorney's office is properly charging and holding offenders accountable for their actions.
If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down.
Contrast that to Black Lives Matter veterans who say race is at the heart of the FOP's outrage.
We're not going to allow them to think that they're just going to come down and beat up on the first black woman state's attorney, because we know that's what it's about.
But beyond the healing of this breach that the next mayor must attempt, there's also the thorny matter of the pending police contract, which demonstrators say unfairly protects cops.
Purple One asks, Daddy, did you say you wanted a son? I've always wanted a son. I don't have a son. Only a daughter. Let's see. The cats and the dogs are doing well. You guys, Muffin and Chi-Chi are playing right now. I think they actually probably want a rawhide. That's probably why they're on me all over. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to look here for... There he is. I think there's the sign. Yep, there he is. There's Patriot Politics Research. He was all over the news. Good for him. That is a ton of publicity for our movement, you guys. Ton of publicity. Gotta love it. All right, and then here is another one. This is him right here in the back. There he is, right there. Beautiful sign. Big, beautiful sign. This time on the WAPO. All right, you guys, before I get into this tweet thread from Bards of War, it's time to bring in my mom, RealRedPill78Mom. Let's see. Billy says you can have my son. Oh, Lord. Okay, you guys, let's get my mother on the phone. Hey, Mom. Mom, turn off your volume.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hello, my red pill son.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
I'm really good. I am so enjoying the show. It's great. I'm having fun. By the way, that Change My Mind thing.
Yeah.
That's a Louder with Crowder reference.
Oh, well, I mean, I know that, but I just didn't understand it. I know they're Louder with Crowder, but I didn't put the rest of it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's happening. So, hi, everybody.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone in the audience, say hello to my mom. This is Real Red Pill 78 Mom.
By the time that the show is done, Friday and Saturday, I feel like I've been to a party. I've been with people that are of like mind, people that it's like, oh my gosh, this is a community. And it just feels so good because as you have said before, we're in kind of a blue area here.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's got to be other people that are about Q here.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, I mean, it's unless you're standing out on the street corner like my buddy Patriot Politics Research, I mean, I try to talk to people like in my everyday life, people that I think will be receptive to it. But, like when I'm out, the other day I was at the store and I didn't even tell you this yet. I went to Goodwill and I purchased, I found a Q. I found like a decorative Q. And so I bought it, and she was like, "Oh, the letter Q." And I said, "Trust the plan," just to see if she would know. But she was like, "Huh?" So I was like, "Don't worry about it."
You got to drop a little grain here and there, and I'll try and do that. And I'll just like look at people, and am I going to get any recognition from them? No, not yet, but it'll happen. It'll happen at some point.
Yeah, people are going to wake up to it at some point. I mean, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. So Mom, do you like the show? You like watching the show?
I love it. I love it so much, and I especially like it. Like the all the comments go by so fast. I can't keep up, but I love it when people go, "Hey, Mom," or "You did a great job." A little love for the mothership here.
Yes,
it's great.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm very grateful, and I think the audience is too. And I love you so much. I'm so glad that you're on. We were trying to get this working earlier today. And we had some issues with Discord. I don't know what the problem was, but we got to figure it out with Skype here, so it's working well. So
yeah, we're good.
All right, so Mom, I should say you were instrumental in red pilling me when I was a little kid. I remember when you told me about JFK, and you told me that he was assassinated, and I had no idea that that type of thing would happen. Like like a government could turn on the president. Much in the same way that we're seeing it happen now with President Trump.
Right.
And so, I was like 5 years old, I think. What you were reading Body of Evidence, I think?
Yes, it was. And whatever the book was, that Jim Garrison's book.
Yes.
I was reading that. But you know what? Let me tell you this. And I don't think I ever told you this, that and this was like my first awakening to politics. Of course, whatever age you are, you feel worldly. You feel old because that's as old as you've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
On the eve of Kennedy's election, it was the eve of my 8th birthday. Now, you know what a birthday is to a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's the holy grail right there. It's your day. I remember lying on the living room floor, watching the returns, saying my rosary and saying, God, I don't care if I get a present tomorrow. I don't care if anyone even remembers my birthday. Just let this man be elected.
Yeah.
At 8 years old,
Yeah.
you know, what 8-year-old is running around doing that? So that was that moment, and here we are today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty incredible. So, do you remember where you were when you learned that Kennedy had been assassinated?
I was home from school because we had like a records day or something where we didn't have to go to school that day. And I remember somebody calling my mom and saying, turn on the TV. And there it was. And it was just devastation.
Yeah.
I still cry about this.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it until this year that because it was like our innocence was stolen. A coup d'etat occurred.
Yep.
And it was like the darkness descended. And so to have this happening now where there is this light that's coming in is just awesome beyond words.
Yeah. It's very true. Now, do you remember when I red-pilled you on Trump?
Well, yeah, and let me tell you where the tipping point was, because you wake up gradually. Generally, you don't just jump out of bed. You come into the day, and I remember the whole deplorables thing, and me thinking, wait a minute, there are people that I know and that I love who are voting for Trump, so I can't call them deplorable.
Yeah.
And I will say, if there is, everybody's got a handful of things in their world that if they could go back in their time machine and take it back, they would. One of my top 5 is me holding my nose voting for Hillary.
Oh.
That it was tough. I stood there for, I would say, a good 15 minutes going back and forth and not knowing what to do. And then I reverted to, my Democratic roots that I was raised with.
Yeah.
So then you gradually wake up and it's like, okay, I'm no Trump supporter, but, and so your language kind of starts to lean in that direction. But the moment that did it for me was when he was in Japan with the prime minister and they were feeding the koi. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Where they showed him, the mainstream news showed him dumping that box in and to the fish. So inelegant, so crude. And I thought, oh, this man, he's embarrassing me. And then I saw the whole video where Prime Minister threw a piece in, Trump threw a piece in. And they did that a couple times. Then the Prime Minister dumped his box, and all he was doing was following suit with the Prime Minister. And it was at that moment that I said, you are effing with my head. You are trying to manipulate me, and I don't like it, and I'm done.
Yep.
And that was when I exclusively started getting my news from YouTube.
That's right. Yeah, it was an uneasy conversation at first because I remember trying to broach the subject with you, and like you were still watching like CNN or MSNBC at that point. And so like when that's all you know, then that's all you understand. It's like,
right.
You're like, how could they be lying to me? But then you realize that you see something like that, such a blatant misrepresentation, and you realize what else are they misrepresenting. Now, real quick, Mom, I just have a couple people I need to say thank you to. Lisa Wareham, thank you for the super chat. She says, Julian Assange, what's your thoughts? I think that it could go any way. I really do believe that President Trump knows that he didn't have anything to do with WL, and I think that he knows that if we get Julian Assange here, then he could conclusively blow the lid on the whole thing. Celia Burns says, Red Pill, my grandmother first red pilled me. High school friend was murdered by LBJ and Billy Estes' hitman, Malcolm Wallace. Her friend was the son of the DA that was going after Estes and LBJ for land schemes in Texas. Wow, Celia. That's incredible. Thank you for the super chat. And Nathan Scheil says, your mom is the same age as mine, Red Pill, 78. Is 78 the year you were born? Yes, you guys, 78 is the year that I was born. That's why I chose Red Pill 78. That's great. So, Mom, what do you think about the whole Julian Assange thing?
I pray for this man every day.
Mm-hmm.
I just surround him in light every time I think of him. I hope that he can get out of there safely and come speak his truth.
Yep. He needs to get out. I mean, it's got to be horrible. Every time they have shown him, on camera, he just looks sicker and sicker. Now, I've had a lot of people say to me recently that they don't think he's actually in there. Because he used to come out on the veranda or whatever,
right.
and they don't show him doing that anymore. Spencer5513 also says, "Awakening, I love it. Thank you, Red Pill Mom. Thank you for that super chat, and appreciate the sentiment." So how about anything else that you specifically want to talk to me and the audience about, Mom?
No. Does the audience have any questions?
Yeah. Do you guys
want to ask me something about Red Pill?
This
I don't
is
know if I can answer it.
This is an AMA, you guys. So if you have
Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, here they come. Okay, so let's take a look at the chat as it's coming in. Oh, my friend Jody's here. Hi, Jody. Jody's the one who made the vests for me and the dogs.
I took them for a walk in them the other day.
Yes, she did.
It was great.
Yeah, she says, listening to your mom shows why your son is so awesome. Great speaker. That's right. My mom definitely instilled that in me at a young age. We did a bit of theater together. So let's see.
We both make our livings with our voice.
Yes, that's right. We do.
Oh, you know what? I want to say something. That today I was talking to a client in Portland, Oregon,
mm-hmm.
and I did not go into why she said this, but she said, it's time for me to leave here. I came here a couple of years ago, and I knew I just needed to, kind of get myself aligned. And now I want to move back to where I lived before because I sense there is such a darkness here.
Mm-hmm.
And it really struck me because you would think, Portland is, hippy dippy Portland and Portlandia and all of that. So I was really surprised that she said that because I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't know if there's anybody from Portland because I didn't ask her about it, but I really am curious to know what did she mean by that?
Oh, hey, Nate Kane is here. He says, raised a great son. Thank you, Nate. Nate is the Clinton.
Nate.
The Clinton Foundation.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Pray for Nate every day, too. Also, Juliet's thoughts said, hi, Mom, you fixed my smile with the gum from my Bell's palsy. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And,
sure.
I want to tell her this, too. I'm sorry, this might be too much info, but Red Pill's dad had Bell's palsy twice.
Mm-hmm.
The first time it was on both sides of his face, and which is highly unusual. And he had an operation. They opened up the mastoid bone so that the nerve could breathe. And then he got it again many years later, only on one side. But it was after that first time where he had it on both sides that he started chewing the gum just continually, and that really helped him. And he ended up with just a little bit of like when he would smile, his eye would sort of twitch a little bit. So we always said that his eye his mouth his eye smiled and his mouth winked.
Yep, that's
what
right.
we would say.
That's right. All right, so my friend God's Guy says, we really love your son. You did a great job, Mom, and we love you too. God bless you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
that,
you
God's
so
Guy.
much.
Now, there was a couple of questions that went by. Someone asked if you babysit the dogs, that you do help out with the dogs. That's very kind of you.
They're great.
Yeah,
great.
She loves them. Somebody says, Mom, what do you guys think about Christopher Wray? I personally think that Christopher Wray is a white hat. I think that he's in there doing the job of cleaning up the FBI, and he has to have a certain appearance while he's there so that the deep state will allow him to do the job. What do you think about Christopher Wray, Mom?
There's a lot of these guys that I go back and forth with. Today they're a white hat, tomorrow they're a black hat. Then it's like, I don't know enough about him to really say. I just hope. I have a lot of hope that these guys are doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's all about integrity.
No, I feel you. I feel you there. It's difficult, I mean, I've said before that I think that, at best, most of these people are probably gray hats, because they've had to do things to stay alive, and to keep their families protected, so they've had to do things that they probably don't want people to know about, or that they're not, they're ashamed of, But I've got a lot of people saying that it's a liberal hell in Portland. Isn't Portland where that that creepy donut shop is?
Yes.
Yes.
Voodoo Donuts.
That's right. Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
I've got a really good friend out there.
Yeah.
We've got a mutual friend out there.
Yeah. Well, tell him to be safe. I mean, it's a bad thing. You want to keep protected. All right. Well, listen, Mom, I'm going to let you go because we've got a lot more news to go over, and I got to get my friend Matthew on the phone as well.
Thank you so much for having me on and letting me have a voice with all these beautiful people out here. And I love you guys. Keep coming back. Hit that like button. And let's keep this thing rolling.
All right. Thank you so much, Mom. I love you. And I'll talk to you.
I love you, Red.
I'll talk to you after the show.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. You guys, I love my mom so much. She is a great mother. And I'm very blessed to have been gifted with her as my mom throughout my entire life. And so my mom she's the best mom in the world, just like everybody else's moms are probably the best moms in the world. But she's the only one I know, so I'm very, very grateful for her. Let's see. So let's take a look at this. Actually, you know what? I want to get Matthew on the phone, okay? Because we've got a couple of stories about AOC. And Matthew had some information about AOC. So let's get Matthew on the phone here. You guys, I'm going to work on getting like a call-in line so that more people can call in. Because right now I just got people calling in through Skype. He's only available via phone tonight. Shoot. Matthew, do you have Skype on your phone? Well, it doesn't matter. If he's on his phone, I'm going to give him a call. Let's see. Does he want to do video? Want to do video? All right, so while we're waiting for Matthew to get back to me, let's take a look at this cringe video. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Here we go. Matthew.
Hey, brother, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you? Here, let me take the video off. Okay. All right, here. Actually, well, if we're not showing you on video, then I'm just going to show the article here. Did you see this? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez pulled a Hillary Clinton and faked a Southern drawl during her speech?
Yeah, that's what I was...
That's what you were... Okay, I wanted to make sure that was the one. Yeah. Okay. Billy Patterson said, too old to be your mom. Can I call you grandson? Yes, Billy, of course, of course. Thank you very much for that super chat, my friend. Oh, also, Jackie Bain. Jackie Bain said, sorry I'm late. My sister escaped the abuse. Praise be to Jesus. 13 years of tears evaporated this week. I'm based in Portland, and yes to all of the horrible things it sounds like. Thank you very much for that super chat, Jackie. I do appreciate that. I'm glad your sister is safe. So let's take a look at this article, Matthew, and then we'll watch the video and we'll talk about it. New York Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez took a page from Hillary Clinton on Friday and spoke with a heavy and contrived Southern drawl while speaking at the National Action Network's National Convention. She asserted, I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with work in retail. There is nothing wrong with preparing that your neighbors will eat. There's nothing wrong with preparing that your neighbors, maybe what your neighbors will eat while adopting an unnatural accent. Let's go ahead and listen to AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working retail, folding clothes for other people to buy. There is nothing wrong with preparing the food that your neighbors will eat. There is nothing wrong with driving the buses that take your family to work. There is nothing wrong with being a working person in the United States of America, and there is everything dignified about it. I, in fact, am encouraged when people remind the country of my past, not because of anything about my story, but because it communicates that if I could work in a restaurant and become a member of the United States Congress, so can you. So can you.
How sad is that, Matthew? There is nothing proud about faking a Southern accent or an inner-city dialect when you're talking to a group of people. What do you think about her?
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. Fake news. It's all fake news with its AOC. Now, of course, this brings to mind the time that Hillary Clinton did the exact same thing. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And, listen, I just wanted to call in and thank you for, everything you've done and what you continue to do. How cool was that, having your mom call in? That's awesome, man. But there's another story that you might want to look into that was on Free Beacon that I posted on my website. I don't know if you can pull the site up.
Yeah, I can do that.
But, I'm kind of going to lean towards fake news on this, but listen, no one's covered as much as you, me, and Mike, but they are scrambling with this, this release of the 300 plus documents from the Mueller report.
Yep.
So now I'm starting to see a bunch of reporting abstract to that, and here's one of them on Free Beacon. Russian group offered paramilitary training to the folks that were involved with Charlottesville, Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Are you kidding me? So I put it out there today on Twitter and on my website just to let people know what's kind of going on. I was on the Marfugel News. I don't know much about that channel, man. I came on, talked a little bit about the border situation and also some of the other stuff going on over in Venezuela. Mike and I have been covering that over on Patriot News. That's right. But a lot of stuff going on. You see Bernie Sanders now has 28 million cash in hand.
To run for president?
Right. Obama's now in Germany with Merkel.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Saw that. The shadow government.
Oh, absolutely. Can you say promote the UN?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. But hey, listen, I'm not gonna keep you, bro. But I just wanted to give you a shout out, and let you know, we're right there with you, man. And I'm gonna try to get you on a interview here real soon on the podcast. I've also got a new Discord channel. So.
Oh well, send me an invite. I would love to do both.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, my friend.
One more headline for you to look at too with your listeners. Confrontation at Starbucks over MAGA hat erupts. Look at the picture of this gal. She looks like an absolute chicken hawk.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that this week. She does. She looks like a nutter.
Much love, brother.
Hey, much love to you too. Man. Good talking to you, Matthew. I'll talk to you soon. Hit me up tomorrow, and we'll get the podcast going.
Okay, bro.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bye-bye. All right, you guys. So here. Oh shoot. Where did the article go? Oh yeah, the cringe video. Here, if in case you guys haven't seen this yet, this is Hillary Clinton did the same thing like many years ago. Let's take a listen to her.
Well, over the weekend, Senator Clinton and her campaign took a trip down south, and apparently so did her accent. Listen to this.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And the chair of all the mayors in the country, Mayor Palmer from Trenton, New Jersey.
I don't feel no ways tired. The freshman representative, AOC, went on to say there's nothing wrong with being a working person. Though Ocasio-Cortez was speaking in New York City, the scene was eerily reminiscent of Clinton's tendency to adopt a Southern drawl when speaking in the South. The former First Lady was mocked as Kentucky Fried Hillary after a performance of her phony accent during her campaign in 2007. Good gosh, y'all. So glad we dodged that bullet with Hillary Clinton. If Trump did that, they would literally have him drawn and quartered in the streets. Hillary Clinton, AOC, they encapsulate everything that is fake about the Democratic Party. Hillary, someone said she would have killed us all. Slipster's videos. That's right. Good to see you, buddy. So AOC got triggered when people called her out, and she claps back over criticism of her fake Southern accent and speech to an African-American audience. Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez clapped back at critics Friday who pointed out her cringe-worthy fake Southern accent while she was speaking to a predominantly black audience at the National Action Network's annual convention. AOC took a page from Hillary Clinton and spoke in a contrived Southern drawl. Now, Ocasio-Cortez lashed out at critics Friday evening in a pair of tweets calling reports on her conspiracy mills. Folks talking about my voice can step right off. Women's March and Kavanaugh speech, same. Any kid who grew up in a distinct linguistic culture and had to learn to navigate class and viros at school work knows what's up. My Spanish is the same way. These conspiracy mills are trash, AOC said. In a second tweet, AOC said it's hurtful to see every aspect of her life weaponized against her. As much as the right wants to distort and deflect, I am from the Bronx. I act and I talk like it, especially when I'm fired up and especially when I'm home. It is so hurtful to see how every aspect of my life is weaponized against me, yet somehow asserted as false at the same time. She may be from the Bronx, but she didn't grow up in the Bronx. Didn't she grow up in, like, Westchester or something like that? She grew up in an affluent area, okay? That was not even her accent. What she was doing there was something completely different. Completely different. She was clearly trying to... She was patronizing those people. Sandy Zeiss says, love your mom and on, my wedding and 6. Thank you so much, Sandy Zeiss. I do appreciate that. And appreciate the super chat. Clinton was trying to be a southern black woman, and she's just not. She's not. You know, I actually read a study very recently that said that liberals, when speaking to someone that they assume does not have the same verbal acumen as them, they will specifically talk down. They will try to limit their vocabulary. And it doesn't happen with conservatives. See, we treat people the same. It doesn't matter who they are. We treat them the same. But Democrats try to talk down to people. Q-Wife MAGA Life says, I'm a new empty nester after raising 7 kids. 2 are blue-pilled at UC Berkeley, California. Need help. LOL, mom is awesome and love her vibe. Thank you so much for that super chat. I'm glad you're here. You got to talk to those kids. Get them out of Berkeley. Maybe it will be after Berkeley when they get red pilled. Sean W. says, haven't heard from Hillary in a while. Wanted to puke just hearing her voice. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay. You guys, I need to put on a video for you guys because my dogs have to go outside. I've only got a couple of more stories for you, but the dogs, they calmed down. They calmed down. All right. Let's see. Yes, Jackie Bain says, white liberals patronize minorities while talking, but conservatives don't, Yale study says. That's exactly the study that I was referring to. Thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, yeah, LJ says, Clinton's convincing people that he's the first black president through their media control while locking up the most super predators. That's right. That's right. Bill Clinton did more to damage this country than a lot of people are willing to admit. AOC, Slipster says, AOC complaining about weaponization of the media. Ha! That's right. Oh my goodness. Sonia Gower says, Brandon, the guy who started the walkaway movement, is running against AOC. That is really cool. Hopefully he wins because he is a much, much better candidate. Okay, you guys, I need to put something on, but I don't have anything prepared. Let me see here. I actually had a story about Beto that I uploaded yesterday, and then I didn't play it because I had to recut my video and add the story in about Julian Assange. So why don't I put that on? You guys can hear it. I'm not going to release it. It's just on my channel, but it's mixed in with another video. Let's see. We'll go to Creator Studio. And then Video Manager. I'm going to play this story for you guys so that I can go let the dogs out. Let's take a look. Yeah, Brent says 3 to 4 million followers and she's still clueless. That's right, she is super clueless. Okay, here we go. Nathan Shiles says, isn't AOC in trouble with money laundering? Yeah, she's got a couple of FEC complaints against her. And I certainly hope that they pan out and that she gets in trouble for them because it's some serious violations. Report hearing. Okay, hold on. Let me wind this back. And you guys can hear Beto. This is Beto's announcement that he's running for president. Here we go. Okay. Here you guys. I'm going to play this for you. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go let the dogs out. Richard Everett says, HRC is from the South. The voice you know is the fake voice. Right. But that voice that she was using was not her actual Southern dialect. Narrative. Well, guess what, guys? The wall is breaking down, and the other wall is going up. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Now, fake Hispanic candidate Beto O'Rourke busted. Beto and wife Amy O'Rourke paid $110,000 in campaign funds to a company either he or his wife owned. That seems very suspicious. That seems very suspicious. Bobby and Amy O'Rourke come from a wealthy and elitist Texas family. Bobby and Amy O'Rourke come from wealthy and elitist Texas families. Amy's father is worth roughly $500 million. But apparently that didn't stop the couple from moving roughly $110,000 of campaign funds to a web development company while either Beto or his wife owned it. The Daily Caller reported Democratic presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke paid roughly $110,000 in campaign funds to a web development company while either he or his wife owned it, public records show. Beto for Texas paid Stanton Street Technology Group $58,544 during the 2011-2012 election cycle, $39,060 during the 2013-2014 cycle, $9,290 in the 2015-16 cycle, and $32,778 during the 2017-18 cycle, according to the FEC records reviewed by the Daily Caller News Foundation. Either O'Rourke or his wife owned Stanton Street, a small web development firm that O'Rourke founded in 1998, during the vast majority of those payments. Such payments are legal so long as the campaign is charged for the actual cost of the services, but ethics watchdogs have criticized the practice as a form of self-dealing. O'Rourke's wife, Amy Sanders O'Rourke, took over Stanton Street as the Texas Democrat entered Congress in January 2013. She controlled it until early 2017. O'Rourke... Look at this. This is from March 14th. I am running to serve you as the next president. The challenges we face are the greatest in living memory. No one person can meet them on their own. Only this country can do that. And only if we build a movement that includes all of us. Say you're in. BetoO'Rourke.com. Let's go ahead and listen.
Amy and I are happy to share with you that I'm running to serve you as the next president of the United States of America. This is a defining moment of truth for this country and for every single one of us. The challenges that we face right now, the interconnected crises in our economy, our democracy, and our climate have never been greater, and they will either consume us or they will afford us the greatest opportunity to unleash the genius of the United States of America. In other words, this moment of peril produces perhaps the greatest moment of promise for this country and for everyone inside of it. We can begin by fixing our democracy and ensuring that our government works for everyone and not just for corporations. We can invest in the dignity of those who work and those who seek to work. We can ensure that every single American can see a doctor and be well enough to live to their full potential. And all of us, wherever you live, can acknowledge that if immigration is a problem, it's the best possible problem for this country to have. And we should ensure that there are lawful paths to work, to be with family, and to flee persecution. We can listen to and lift up rural America. We can work on real justice reform and confront the hard truths of slavery and segregation and suppression in these United States of America. We can reassert our global...
All right, guys, I'm back. Thanks for sticking with me. This ended up being really long, and that's why I didn't release it. But I did release the rest of the video. That was the video that I put out last night. So thank you very much for bearing with me, guys. Glad to be back. Beto, I've heard a lot of people say that he's a tweaker. I think that who let the dogs out? Red pill. Let the dogs out. Yes, Amy looks a bit unsatisfied. The truth lady says, "Hey James, first time catching you live." Not James, but thank you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, that's funny. I hope that people now definitely know that I'm not that other YouTuber. Let's see here. Okay, so this here is a thread from Bards of War. Bards of War is a good account. You got a lot of good stuff to say. So this is what I know. Something very big is coming. It will change the way we see everything. Our favorite Anon is the starting point. Where we go one, we go all is humanity, not politics. The code is real. The warnings are real. Those who choose to ignore do so at their own risk. What if... Oh, sacred. What if the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were not just historical documents, but a map for the way forward for humanity? How would you assess our job as protectors of those gifts? Have we, the people, done our duty to protect that vision? All roads lead to. The Spanish-American War officially ended December 10th, 1898, with the Treaty of Paris establishing the United States as a world power, whose growth and career from the beginning, the ruler of nations. Interesting words. So what is this? A document from the Republic of the Philippines, Department of Finance, confirming authority to print $3 trillion sent to Centennial Energy of Thailand, dated December 22nd, 2014. Now, what was BO up to, real Donald Trump? Down we go. So here is the actual document. Let's take a look here. So this is Department of Finance from the Republic of Philippines, City of Manila. I, Honorable Cesar Purisma, Secretary of Department of Finance, hereby confirm and certify that Circular 49 Series of 2014 Consolidated Rules and Regulations of the Production of United States Currency, authorized by the Bank Central in Philippines, the Treasury Department, duly approved by the United States of America Federal Reserve System to print United States currency amounting to $3 trillion United States dollars in 100 United States dollars denominations under serial number of, so this is all the serial numbers. All right. So this is an official document. This is a real document. They printed $3 trillion US dollars. Let's see. Now, this is interesting. The Union Bank of Switzerland authorizing both Philippines, Department of Finance, and Centennial Energy of Thailand to print $3 trillion US dollars. Following the U.S. president's visit in 2015, what does Hussein know? Here we go. Union Bank of Switzerland, Republic of Philippines, Department of Finance. So, again, we've got another declaration for them to print $3 trillion. Only $3 trillion, right? How long do you think that took them to print $3 trillion? Okay. Oh, B.O., you are in trouble. We can see that 3,500 metric tons of 99.999 purity gold was used to authorize the printing of 3 trillion US $100 bills. However, it was marked for humanitarian projects. Does your private Swiss account qualify? I got to get that out of there. Okay, the Republic of the Philippines as the sole authority any person or entity, public or private, to produce the said funds. The government of the Republic of Philippines has the sole authority to nullify the authorization any person or entity, public or private, who abuse and violate the regulation. There we go. 3,500 metric tons of pure gold was taken out of the country and deposited at the above-mentioned bank, registered under Ferdinand E. Marcos as the owner. Ferdinand Marcos. Jersey Linda says, can you bottle your laugh for me when I get blue? You guys, I promise you that I will laugh on my broadcast every single day. And you guys can always tune in and hear me laughing. So, well. B.O., you apparently missed the fine print. Always read the fine print. Real Donald Trump reminds us of that most of the time. Did you know that the gold you stole, Barry, is not allowed to be used for any other purpose? No deviation from the purpose to which the notes will be used. So, let's see here. Now, B.O., you might say, I had authority to use that gold. Just words. You bluffed your way from Kenya to the presidency. But when you steal from spiritual wonder boy, there is no escaping. Redemption is rough. We have the unsigned gold certificate. And I wish that this was a higher quality so that I could see it. But is this a certificate for that gold? Of course, you and your mainstream media, clown fake news propaganda media, will try to disparage all of this, claiming that spiritual wonder boy is a conspiracy. He goes by many names. Let's go back to that Wells Fargo Eternity account page, shall we? The World Bank Group, the Committee of 300. Look at this. Wells Fargo Bank USA, account number 2A, blah, 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 with the account name of Spiritual Wonder Boy and with standing balance of US dollars, and account number with account name of Spiritual Wonder Boy and with standing balance of US dollars, confirmed as eternal deposit. While under time deposit, its principal balances and interest cannot be touched and or loaned and or programmed, that having maturity rate of 4% per annum and per 30 years of maturity, and upon maturity, 50% shall be forcibly used for whatsoever development program, and 50% shall be automatically and forcibly maintained and preserved for another 30 years until lasted for eternity. We knew who you were all along, B.O. Many of us did. We are so grateful for real Donald Trump and our favorite Anon. Remember our letter, Barry. We never forget. Redemption is not ours to give. Let's take a look at that letter. Exclusive. 100 plus members of Special Forces community deliver letter of endorsement to Trump on 15th anniversary of September 11th. Yes, that's right. LG, I did see that article. Yes, my friend. So yes, people in the armed forces definitely support Donald Trump. Donna Polita, thank you very much for that super chat. I do appreciate that. So, about the gold. We got it back. Our president, real Donald Trump, who is working for we the people, our POTUS got the gold back. But that made you poop your shorts, Barack Hussein. No more pizza for you. Delta Force raids Obama's stronghold. I remember hearing about this, but I don't know that this is true. I remember when this came out, but I couldn't verify it. During the pre-dawn hours on Christmas Day, Delta Force operators launched a precision strike against an BO-controlled stronghold in Thailand, says an active Secret Service agent who claims Donald Trump greenlit the operation following a series of telephone calls to United States military commanders and to Thailand Prince Minister Nick Bacrane. A Delta detachment known as 1SFOD in the Special Operations Community flew from Okinawa, Japan, to the United States Embassy in Bangkok. According to our source, the Trump administration learned that BO, by proxy, owned a mansion and a 400-acre estate in the outskirts of the city, approximately 500 kilometers from Bangkok. On paper, the land was owned by the allegedly defunct Solyndra Corporation, a startup company to which Obama gave $2.2 billion tax dollars in 2009. Shortly thereafter, Solyndra declared bankruptcy and the money vanished. Sorry, guys, the dogs. Despite apparent poverty, Solyndra maintained real estate holdings valued at over $800 million in a half dozen Southeast Asian countries. The Trump administration connected the dots, linking Obama to the Thai property after asserting presidential privilege and subpoenaing flight records that demonstrably proved Hussein had traveled to Sikh Ket 6 times as president and an additional 4 times in the past year. In a June 2009 edition of the Washington Beacon, conservative author Thomas Clearwater wrote, Solyndra does not appear to be a legitimate institution. It is likely a shell company or slush fund used or owned by Hussein to launder his dirty money. Our Secret Service source supports that contention. Hussein holds real estate, vast sums of currency, and shadow companies across the globe under many aliases. He doesn't keep them in his name, and that would be too conspicuous. The administration has learned about many of them and has been working with foreign governments to seize Hussein's illicitly gained assets. Many of these nations are not exactly friendly to the United States. And we don't know what Trump offered in exchange for rights to seize assets in non-extradition countries, or put special operations boots on the ground or foreign soil. I'm sure the price was high. Clandestine missions are occurring right now. The Solyndra Mansion was just one of many, our source explained. At 3 p.m. local time, a pair of helicopters, including decoy craft, airlifted Delta to its destination. They found the mansion deserted. However, according to our source, the dwelling had been recently occupied. The unit commander discovered freshly chopped vegetables and lukewarm coffee in the kitchen. Outside, fresh tire impressions led away from the compound. Someone, of course, our source said, must have tipped off the occupants shortly before Delta arrived on scene. Still, Delta did not leave the location empty-handed. They seized several encrypted laptops and over $200 million in gold bullion, in addition to dozens of crates containing Chinese-manufactured firearms and explosives. Moreover, and perhaps most disturbing, a maze of underground tunnels, ostensibly used for human trafficking, ran for miles in every direction underneath the surface. Having gathered all available evidence, they requested exfiltration and handed off control to Thai law enforcement. Under power granted by the Ashawn Declaration to Joint Action of Counterterrorism, Thai officials confiscated the estate and all remaining possessions contained therein. I need to say thank you to the Truth Lady. She says, sorry, hey, anyway, and Higher Ground Games. Both of you, thank you for the super chats. All right, so I remember seeing this article, but I never saw anything else about it. So if you guys know anything about this, I would love to hear about it. Now, you people are sick. Your trans club has always been about hiding PEDOs in plain sight. Your diversity has always been about sowing hate. But we are now awake, Hussein. We know. We are accountable. God is on our side. The rabbit hole is deep. Maybe you can explain this. Did Bush Foundation know? Did you all really plan the murder of 3,000 innocents on American soil to seize gold for the Queen of England? Let's see. First party of the United States of America shall be cleared from whatsoever. Oh, this is regarding that the gold again. Monetary payments of this deposit shall take effect on September. Oh, this is having to do with the 5-Star Trust, I think. A merry heart does good like a medicine. Laugh till you feel good. Patty Patriot, thank you for that super chat, Patty Patriot, and you are correct. Alice Cersei, thank you very much for that super chat as well. Let's see. Forgot to add, we have her signature, just in case you were wondering, and so does Donald Trump. This is the Queen's signature right there. And there is a document that shows it being signed. I have never feared you or your kind, Barack. After the election, your folks tried to punish us. One of our members' brothers gunned down in his driveway. Others blacklisted or jailed. Banana Republic, and you smiled. A gift for you. You signed this. Okay, so here is this document. Let's go ahead. I'm going to make this big, you guys. Gaffer Anon says, hey, Red Pill, off to my Friday night meeting. Kiss, keep coming back. Keep it simple. That's right. Have a good time tonight, man. Okay, so this is an actual document. Hold on. Let me back that up so we can look at those signatures. Okay. Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth Windsor II. Then we have His Excellency, President B.O. Got Pope Benedict on there. Let's see, who else is on there? Oh, Christine Lagarde. Ban Ki-moon from the UN. Timothy Geithner. Ben Bernanke from the Federal Reserve. They never let you in the club, did they, B.O.? The Council of 300. Yet you signed the document. We see your signature. You do realize what that means, right? They set you up from the beginning to be their patsy. That must hurt. Here is another look at that document. Now, the signature matches, but I don't know that this is real. I just know that this is being posted here, and it seems like Bards of War has good information. About the clauses in the book you signed. Mystified documents. President Ferdinand E. Marcos has collectively given to King ASM are forever affirmed. And then that little clause about no harm to innocent people, we know. We see the evidence of what you call eternal deposits, that Wells Fargo and Bank of America are involved. We know that there are 884 central banks and 8,750 accounts with money that belongs to humanity. Where did it all come from? 1947 was a big year. Paris Peace Treaties, and one of your C-300 groups likes to keep secret. Great Treaty. What is it about Manila and the Philippines? You don't know... Wait, you know, don't you, B.O.? After all, you stole the gold that was for humanity. Okay, so the World Trust Heritage Funds. This entitlement is null and void, having a duration of 70 years. Let's take a look at this. There is Queen Elizabeth II's signature again. Castro. Marcos. Ferdinand Marcos. Signed on October 4th, 1976. So these are all those accounts. I've definitely heard stuff about these accounts previously. Let's see if I'm getting this, B.O. You were recruited by clowns so they could put a deep state stooge in the seat of the nation founded on sacred documents that was to oversee the well-being of all nations using an eternal gift of gold. And you stole some. Red pill. Where did the gold come from? The crimes against humanity and crimes against children are coming to light. Nothing we were told is real. Everything we know is changing. The rabbit holes are deep. Pray. All right, that's the end of the thread, guys. This is pretty, this is a big claim, and it's pretty insane. Now, this is nothing that I would put against these people. I have heard this previously, but I've never seen documents put together like this. Very interesting, you guys. I definitely want to know what you guys have to say about this. Hit me up on Twitter if you know anything else about this. Now, this is from my friend Rosanna let me know that we had another strange death associated with the Clintons, you guys. This was Cone Resnick, former chairman and CEO. He worked at an accounting firm that worked for the Clinton Foundation, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And he just died out of nowhere. We don't know how. We don't know why. Doesn't that tie incident look like the Black Ops operation that happened in LA? Yes, it does. It rings true with me. That's exactly how it would go, but I just don't have any evidence to back it up. And anytime I can't verify something, guys, I have to tell you because I don't want to be pushing false information. But if I see something that looks interesting, it's definitely I want to get it out there because I know you guys aren't on Twitter. Not everybody's on Twitter, I mean. But yeah, so another mysterious death. He looks like a fairly young man. Not, maybe 20 years older than I am. But crazy. You said, pray for these people, but I don't know who to pray for. Who is struggling? May the angels wrap their... I think that we should pray for anyone who needs help because there's too many people to name, you guys. But thank you. I'm glad that you're interested in praying for people. Well, we got just a couple more articles left, you guys. We're almost hitting that 2-hour mark. I want to thank everyone for sticking with me for so long. If you have not yet, please hit that like button. If you have not yet, please subscribe. If you have not yet, please share the broadcast, you guys. So, from the Daily Caller, Grassley says, Mueller team mischaracterized Trump campaign emails in the court filing. Wait until you get a load of this. Custom Costumes, I'm glad that you're back. I missed you too. So, the special counsel's office fed speculation and innuendo about possible collusion with Russia by withholding key details from emails cited in a court filing in the case of former Trump advisor George Papadopoulos, a top Republican senator alleged in a newly released letter. The public deserves to have the full context for the information the special counsel chose to release. The glaring lack of it feeds speculation and innuendo that distorts the facts, Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley wrote to special counsel Robert Mueller on October 16, 2017. Jack says, I desperately need your prayers. I want to live long enough to see my son get married in October. Jack, we'll all be praying for you. Please, I sincerely hope that you do live, and I hope that everything's okay. Definitely praying for you. Grassley, who then chaired the Senate Judiciary Committee, was responding to a statement of offense released in the case against Papadopoulos, the Trump campaign advisor, who entered a plea deal. Let's see. Quizno Radonovich says, in 1947, Dr. Rizal hired a lawyer named Marcos, who was to be instrumental in securing 720,000 tons, I assume that's gold, from the Vatican to be used in the World Bank. Very interesting. Grassley, who then chaired the Senate Judiciary Committee, was responding to a statement of offense released on the Papadopoulos. Prosecutors quoted from several emails in a way that suggested top Trump campaign officials were eager to meet with Russians. But Grassley asserted that the full emails showed the campaign officials rebuffed the idea of meeting with Russians. The Iowa Republican took Mueller's team to task for failing to correct news reports that cited the Papadopoulos court filing as evidence of possible collusion with Russia. Very interesting, Quizno. Can you hit me up on Twitter and give me a couple links? It should be the goal of anyone interested in an accurate portrayal of the facts for the American people to correct the erroneous reporting, he wrote in the letter, which was published Thursday by Fox News. Grassley's letter to Mueller took on a new significance in early April after members of the special counsel's team began airing their frustrations over a letter that Attorney General William Barr sent to Congress regarding the findings of the Mueller probe. Yes, Lionel says that the Wells Fargo was right next to the Guatemalan House of Culture, and where one of the Kennedys died. Ooh, very interesting. Very interesting. Lisa Lady asks that, yes, we need to pray for Lisa Lady's husband because he's having surgery. Definitely be praying for Lisa Lady's husband. Also pray for her daughter as well, who is recovering. Barr said in a letter to lawmakers on March 24th that prosecutors were unable to establish that the Trump campaign colluded with Russia. He also said that Mueller declined to make a decision on whether obstruction of justice charges could be brought against Trump, because there was no collusion. There was no crime. There can't be anything to obstruct. The New York Times and Washington Post reported that... my vape is leaking, guys. Hold on. Jack, I really hope that everything's going to be okay. We are definitely praying for you. The New York Times and Washington Post reported frustration. The Times and Post articles did not identify which Mueller team members have raised concerns about the Barr letter. Grassley sent a letter to Barr on March 8th asking the Attorney General to look into the special counsel's selective use of emails in the Papadopoulos statement of offense. The full October 2017 letter to Mueller was not made public until Fox News published it on Thursday. In the letter to Mueller, Grassley pointed out two sections of the Papadopoulos statement of offense that quoted from emails sent on March 4th, 2016 and August 15th, 2016. In the May 4th letter, Papadopoulos wrote to others on the Trump campaign that Russia had been eager to meet Mr. Trump for quite some time and have been reaching out to me to discuss. Mueller's team quoted from an email response from Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who wrote, "We need someone to communicate that DT is not doing these trips. It should be someone low level in the campaign so as not to send any signal." Numerous news outlets reported that the passage showed that Manafort wanted a low-level campaign advisor to meet with Russians. But Grassley said that other emails sent by Manafort's deputy, Rick Gates, showed that he was asserting that a low-level advisor should be the person to reject requests to meet with Russians. Agree. What if I get our correspondence coordinator to do it? This is the person responding to all mail of non-importance. It would be a general letter, Gates wrote. Manafort replied, good. Grassley also faulted Mueller's team for misrepresenting email exchanges involving Sam Clovis, another Trump campaign official. The statement of offense, quoted from an August 15, 2016 email, in which a campaign supervisor, later identified as Clovis, told Papadopoulos that I would encourage you to make a trip if it's feasible. But Grassley said the rest of the email makes clear that Papadopoulos asked Clovis to join him on conversations with representatives from several foreign governments, including the UK, Greek, Italian, and even Russian government. Clovis declined the invitation and wrote in other emails that any potential meetings with Russians would have to follow meetings first with Western allies. My thought is that we probably should not go forward with any meetings with the Russians until we have had occasion to sit down with our NATO allies, especially France, Germany, and Great Britain, wrote Clovis. We need to reassure our allies that we are not going to advance anything with Russia until we have everyone on the same page. Grassley also suggested that Mueller's inaccurate statement led Clovis to withdraw his name from consideration to a top Department of Agriculture post. Ruining people's careers with fake news. This is what you have going on with the types of people that were involved with this investigation. Anything to get these people out of the way. Because once they're out of the way, they can insert their own deep state swamp stooges. Sam E. says Bards of War reports as of 2 hours ago twice that Trump is in danger. At Secret Service, looks like there's another threat, it says. Wow. I think that President Trump is probably going to be okay because he has real solid people around him. But I think that it's definitely worthwhile for the president to keep his head on a swivel. All right, guys. So this is an article from the Daily Caller that I also had to archive to watch, to read, pardon me. This is an article that was written by Brandon Tatum. He's an African-American reporter, and it's entitled, How President Obama Turned Me into a Proud Republican. I want to start out by truly thanking former President Hussein for opening my eyes to the truth. If it had not been for him showing the true colors of the Democratic Party, I would still be in a hopeless, victim-bound position as a liberal, blindly voting for Democrats. Like many Americans who grew up in the black community, it was ingrained in me to subconsciously believe that the Democratic Party was the party of black folks, and the Republican Party was the party of racist white people. Let me explain a little more in detail about how bad the brainwashing was. My family wasn't even political. I never remembered even hearing about anyone close to me voting, or mentioning voting, or even discussing the importance of voting power. Yet every political in the community happened to be a Democrat politician. Every time you turn on the television, the Democrat is explaining how he or she will turn the community around. All the black leaders were there for, and even presumed to be, Democrats. People are asking me to mute the vape sound. Sorry, guys. It's been a long time, and I won't vape anymore for the rest of the former police officer. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. I will not vape for the rest of the broadcast. I do, however, vividly remember my pastor in college after Sunday service telling all the brothers in church that if they did not know who to vote for, that they should just vote Democrat all the way down the ballot. I also remember a white guy who came to speak at one of our church functions. I thought he was cool. He happened to be a Democrat as well. So, as one can imagine, the seed of being a Democrat was planted deep. Obama changed it all. I remember voting when Obama got elected as the first black president of the United States of America. I remember watching his inaugural speech and crying tears of pride. I was so proud that it appeared our country had reached a milestone. Our country had made history. The shadow of racism and prejudice in our country had changed forever. My God, was I wrong. I did not vote for Obama at the time because I wasn't shallow enough to vote for a black man I knew honestly nothing about. That election was like the Final Four to me. I didn't pay attention until the election night. However, I made up my mind that I would be more involved in the next presidential election. Like a typical ill-informed citizen, I decided this time I would not do exhaustive research as I should have, but instead look at the debates between Obama and Romney. After looking at the debates, I honestly thought Obama outperformed him and had a much better point. Plus, I was still biased towards the Democrats. All right, I see a lot of people now saying that you don't mind that I vape. Okay, I'll never win. I appreciate it, guys. I became a cop the year before Hussein began his second term. All my buddies were conservatives, except for the handful of black people in the department. When I say handful, I mean around 12. My conservative buddies would not let me live it down the fact that I was a Democrat. My friend Steve used to tell me nearly every time we spoke about politics that he could not understand how I was a Democrat, given my Christian values and moral standing as a man. At the time, I didn't understand what he was saying, nor did I fully agree, but it was surely creating doubt in my mind. And then Obama did the unthinkable. He started bashing police on a national scale and creating division within our country. It began with him claiming Trayvon Martin could have been his son. It was ridiculous. Then, jumping to an extreme conclusion without evidence, he spoke about the black Harvard professor wrongfully detained for breaking in his own house. Obama stated that the police acted stupidly, but he was wrong as hell. Oh, sorry, I swore. He also defended Mike Brown, the kid who was shot in Ferguson, Missouri. He even attended the kid's funeral despite the fact that Mike Brown attempted to kill a police officer. The list goes on and on. I began to see Obama as anti-American, anti-police, anti-Christian, and anti-everything I believe a great man with integrity should stand for. I noticed he gave money to Iran, oversaw Fast and Furious. Yes, if I'm doing, Aaron Moffat says, if I'm pleasing everyone, you're doing something wrong. All right, you guys. Thank you. And refused to even utter the words Islamic terrorist. I started to learn that the Democratic Party was the party of slavery, racism, Jim Crow, and the Ku Klux Klan. I vowed to never return to the Democrats ever again. When President Trump came along, I didn't look back. Thank you, President Hussein. You set me free. That is an incredible testimony, and I think it's reminiscent of a lot of people in America. Very reminiscent of what happened to a lot of people in America. They got fooled. You know, people were completely inundated with the idea that if they didn't vote for if they didn't vote for the Democrats, they would be a racist. All right, so do you guys remember a couple months back when I did the report? No, I'm hitting a vaporizer, guys. I don't smoke pot. I don't even drink alcohol. I use nicotine if I use anything at all, and coffee. Nicotine and coffee in the form of a vaporizer. Definitely not hitting a bong. All right, no more comments on the vape. Former Senator Hassan aide stole gigabytes of high-value data. A former IT aide to New Hampshire Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan mounted an extraordinarily extensive data theft scheme against the office, the culprit's plea agreement states. The plot included the installation of keylogging devices that picked up every keystroke. The former staffer worked with an unnamed accomplice, a then current Hassan employee, who gave him a key that he used to enter the office at night and who allegedly tried to destroy evidence for him. Jackson Costco accepted responsibility for the events revealed by federal prosecutors in court on Friday. Costco, fired from Hassan's office in May 2018 for undisclosed reasons, gathered dozens of gigabytes of data, including entire network drives, and sorted it into folders, including one called High Value. He was then hired by Democratic Texas Rep. Sheila Jackson Lee, giving him access to the House computer network. In October 2018, he used information stolen from Hassan's office to dox Republican Utah Senators Orrin Hatch and Mike Lee, as well as Republican South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Republican Kentucky Senator Rand Paul later called for punishing the then unknown offender. Costco Juliet says, please stop breathing. It's getting to me. Okay. The defendant published that information maliciously with the intent to intimidate the senators, the plea agreement states. He was caught in the act, logging into a Hassan computer by another Hassan staffer, who he then threatened. If you tell anyone, I will leak it all. Emails, Signal conversations, Gmails, he said, according to Fox News. Then he had his accomplice go into the office and wipe down the computers for fingerprints and unplug all the computers in Hassan's office. But before the accomplice, referred to as Subject A, could complete the task, a third witness was approaching, so the accomplice texted Costco that he was aborting the mission. Costco pleaded guilty to the 5 felonies, including witness intimidation and obstruction of justice. The maximum sentence was 55 years in prison, but guidelines call for 3 to 4 years. He agreed not to seek a term shorter than 2 years as part of the plea agreement. He could also face a fine of up to $200,000 and possible restitution to Hassan's office. Prosecutors declined to say whether Subject A will be prosecuted, and Hassan's office did not return a request for comment. Look, he was planning a contest of who to dox next. YouTube, Twitter. Wow. The plea agreement says that from July to October 2018, Costco engaged in an extensive computer fraud and data theft scheme that he carried out by repeatedly burglarizing Senator Hassan's office. The defendant engaged in an extraordinarily extensive data theft scheme, copying entire network drives, sorting and organizing data, and exploring ways to use the data to his benefit. Alan A. Alan, I'm not going to say that. The Truth Lady, thanks for the super chat, though. That's Brandon Tatum, founder of Turning Point USA. Oh, okay. Thank you, Truth Lady. Thank you. I appreciate it. The defendant surreptitiously installed keylogger devices on at least 6 computers in Senator Hassan's office, designed to record the keystrokes that Senate staffers typed on their Senate-owned computers, including the keystrokes that compromised usernames and passwords. James Rohrbeck says, God be at your will. Please let Jack live to see his son married this October. Not only that he will live, but thrive and feel comfort. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much, James, for that super chat, and thank you for those kind words. On October 3rd, 2018, the defendant met with Subject A to return Subject A's keys. Defendant told Subject A to wipe down all the computers, keyboards, and mice. Hey, so I was able to wipe down the keys and mouse, but Witness 3 was coming, so I could not do the other thing. The government confiscated 2 Gmail accounts, keyloggers, and 2 Twitter accounts. Costco, a supporter of Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders, was born to a California family with ties to Democratic California Senator Dianne Feinstein. Republicans suggested the California Democrat leaked a letter soon before Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing that alleged the Supreme Court justice sexually assaulted Christine Blasey Ford. The suspect's father, Greg Costco, is the CEO of Hathaway Dinwiddie, a construction company that built a university building named after Feinstein's husband. He serves on the board of San Francisco State University alongside Willie Brown, the California politician who said helped make the career of Democratic California Senator Kamala Harris with an illicit affair. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Celia says, I don't mind the vape sounds, Red Pill. I even thought Muffin's hacking up a while back was endearing. Yeah, she does this cough thing, but she's okay. I've been taking her to the vet many, many times. As former chairman of the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce, Greg Costco hobnobbed with then House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, Feinstein, and others. The elder Costco's adult son appears to have made inroads in Washington via an internship with Feinstein. All right, you guys, it's 11 o'clock, so I'm going to cut it here. We had an article about Joe and Mika. Mika tried to Me Too the president, and Joe cut in. Let's see. Oh, we can't watch it because I had to... Here, wait, let's see. Mika Brzezinski considered sharing a story about an unbelievably inappropriate hug from Donald Trump when he was on set. Joe Scarborough didn't seem hot on the idea. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tweet real quick. Oh. Here, we'll watch the video.
That are going to follow that Joe Biden clip where Donald Trump is actually mocking Joe Biden for hugging people when
Yeah, kind of makes me want to share the story about Trump's unbelievably inappropriate hug.
When he actually abused.
In our studio.
Yeah. But when
Whatever.
Donald Trump bragged about abusing women, physically assaulting women because he was famous.
Hey, Joe and Mika.
Joe's like, Mika, stop. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about the time that President Trump held you gingerly in your arms while your face was bleeding because you had just gotten a facelift. Oh, where is it? Where'd it go? Here we go. So yeah, he did not want to talk about that. I wonder why Joe didn't want to talk about. Maybe Joe doesn't want to bring it up because he doesn't want something coming back to him. All right, so lastly, we had another article here about helicopters and explosions. I'm going to record this for tomorrow, you guys. And then tomorrow we also got a story about Facebook, how they've been hosting illegal businesses on their website. They have been compromising people's information and allowing it to be sold. All right, you guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. I want to thank all my guests, Patriot Politics Research. I also want to thank my mother for stopping by. I want to thank Matthew from Truth Not Fiction Matters from stopping by. Everyone is amazing. I love you all for coming on my program and being here. Again, you guys, if you have pictures or video of something that you have, taken or that you want to get to me, then please send it to me on Twitter. You can also send it to me on my email at redpill78@protonmail.com. As always, I have been redpill78.com, the corruption detector, and this was your Red Pill News. Good luck, everyone. And God bless. Love y'all.